Okay, I think we'll go ahead and get started. We have a full day ahead of us. I can already feel the energy in the room, which is wonderful. Good morning. My name is Stacey Owsley, and I'm the director of the Missouri Head Start State Collaboration Office. On behalf of the planning team, and you will be introduced to them a bit later, but on behalf of the planning team, I would like to extend my appreciation to each of you for braving the elements. I'll tell you, yesterday I was a little bit nervous seeing the snowflakes fly, but you came through, and I appreciate you all coming to share today with us. We are very fortunate and extremely appreciative of the fact that we have leadership from the Region 7 Office of Head Start, as well as the Missouri Department of Elementary and Secondary Education. We are very happy to have them both here, and I can tell you I have witnessed firsthand their willingness and their commitment to make this day a successful event for all of us. Not only the day, but I think just towards the larger vision of supporting young children and their families and ensuring that we have quality services for these children across our great state. So thank you to the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education, as well as the Region 7 Office of Head Start. There are, I believe, Head Start folks in the room, as well as representatives from local education agencies. So we hope today to not only share some information about Head Start, but also hear from local education agencies and hear more about some of the regulations and some of the dynamics that are shaping our districts in our state, both at the local level and the state level. For many of you, and those that you know, Head Start did begin in 1965, and truly the field of early childhood education has grown as the needs of children and families have grown since this time. With that, I think it's safe to say that certainly that the systems supporting these children and families in learning and life have also grown, and in some regards I think have become somewhat fragmented. To support these early childhood programs and the systems, the Federal Head Start Office did establish the Collaboration Office. And so while the roles and the scope of the Collaboration Office have evolved over the years, I think that what holds true is the Collab Office serves to support Head Start agencies, both at the local level and the state level, and supporting the work that they do. One of the key activities of the office is an annual needs assessment. Many of you have heard about this, but I think it's important to lift out a couple of significant pieces within our comprehensive needs assessment. So this actual comprehensive needs assessment was done in 2010, but what I want to pull out for you and what's applicable for today is as it relates to what you see is education. And so across the continuum, what this is showing us, in education within this needs assessment for Head Start, looked at the various partnerships that programs and agencies, Head Start agencies, are having throughout our state. It looked at the partnerships within and with local education agencies. And so what you see moving from left to right is a continuum of collaboration. So from no relationship through a collaborative relationship. And so as we look at the education partnership, you see that, and what was reported was about 21% of the respondents show that they had little to no relationship with some of the local education agencies. And so I think that that's safe to say on both ends of the spectrum, from a Head Start perspective as well as a local education perspective, that's a bit discerning. But then you see kind of along the other end where we saw 30% reported a true collaborative relationship, which means, and it was defined as truly sharing resources, having formalized agreements with these agencies. So as we move forward, and what we've been doing since these results came, were to really talk about and develop very specific strategies as it relates to continuing to foster those relationships, not only at the local level, but the state level as well. So that's an important piece that I think kind of frames the context of today. Secondly, as it relates further down on the list, and I know it's a little bit hard to see, but partnerships for children with disabilities. I want to lift this out a bit. 38% of the respondents indicated, again, a truly collaborative relationship, sharing resources, which could be financial resources or other resources, and having formalized agreements. There were 14% that reported no relationship. So not necessarily sure of the circumstances, because there are very explicit expectations of programs around having partnerships, but 14% indicated no relationship. With that said, there certainly are many promising examples of success. What you see here is each year we update our needs assessment. This year we chose to hone in on very specific areas. And so what I've lifted out for you today is some promising examples as it relates to school transitions and alignment with K-12. Again, a very specific area. You can kind of look over these. I won't read them necessarily word for word, but I think, again, knowing that there are a multitude of promising examples, again, can help us and create the springboard for how we move forward. So certainly there are challenges. No one would argue that, but there are models of success that we can build upon and learn from one another. So the purpose of our gathering today, you might be wondering, again, laying the foundation, pulling out those two key pieces of our needs assessment, I think, as well as the promising examples of success, as well as a continued dialogue. So about this time last year, a little longer than a year ago, we had our first event called Head Start, a Critical Link in the Education System. This is a continued dialogue from that event. So a year ago, we had a more comprehensive meeting where we brought state departments together, Head Start programs together and their partners, and talked about and looked at the larger system. What was reported from that event was a continued need for dialogue on honing in onto partnerships between local education agencies and Head Start. So I think those things really set the foundation for today. As well as I referred to earlier, a strong willingness and commitment between Head Start, and when I say Head Start, that's inclusive of the local level, the state level, our office, the Head Start Association, the Training and Technical Assistance System, as well as the regional office, a strong desire and partnership between Head Start and the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education, and developing this shared understanding of quality services supporting all children. So not just the children that perhaps have disabilities, but all children that our programs are supporting, that looking at the continuum of learning. So that shared understanding of quality services, the establishment and enhancement of an environment that would produce a higher level of collaboration between Head Start, early childhood special education, as well as other public education programs, Title I, and others as well. And then I think we recognize across these organizations and entities that not only do we want to talk about it, develop that shared understanding, but it's very important to create a plan of how we're going to do that so we can track our progress and also celebrate success. You know, it's so easy sometimes to lose track of that incremental progress that we are making. So I think we recognize the importance to see that and celebrate that success. So an overview of today, what can you expect with your involvement today? As you see, and as I've referenced, we have, and I'll turn it over to a couple keynote speakers here in just a moment, and we're going to open it up after their comments with you for a question and answer period. This is a historic event. I've told some of you that. Truly, I believe this is a historic event. I do not recall a time where leadership from the Region 7 Office of Head Start and the department have come together in one event. I'm getting goosebumps now as I say this, but it truly is a historic event. And so we want to give the opportunity to you, for you to ask some questions of these folks. In all fairness, and I've told them ahead of time, it's okay to say I don't know. They're very knowledgeable, but sometimes we just don't have the answers. But you'll have that opportunity. We'll also have a break, and then we're going to move into some breakout sessions. In addition to the two keynotes, we have a wonderful facilitator and expert by the name of January Scott, who is joining us today and will be leading, you'll hear more about her, will be leading one of the breakouts as well. So you kind of see the breakouts on there. We'll have lunch. And then we'll reconvene and have a showcase of what's happening in Missouri, a couple examples of that, and a facilitated discussion. We'll move into a planning dialogue, and then we'll adjourn. And just a real quick slide on how this Q&A section will work. You have cards in front of you. We will ask that, as you are hearing the keynote folks, if you are thinking of questions, please just jot them down on the card, and that's how we'll be doing the Q&A section. So you can raise your card up when that time is, and one of the planning team members can come get that card, and then we'll share that with the speakers. They'll read the question to you, and then they'll be answering it. So please use those cards. That will be the mechanism on which we are doing the Q&A section. So, real quickly, before I turn this over and introduce the first keynote, and some of you have seen this video, but I really do think that it's a short video, 4 to 5 minutes, that truly can help frame the work that we are doing, you are doing day in and day out. And so I think it will lay a really good foundation for as we move forward today. So it is called Change the First Years and You Change Everything, and it's a video that was developed by the Ounce of Prevention Fund in Chicago, Illinois.
That's me at 4 months old. I'm one of the thousands of little miracles born into poverty every day. That's my mom. She's 17 and never finished high school. She's got some big dreams for me, but she's alone and she's scared.
This is my first birthday. That's my grandma, my cousin Tanya, and her boyfriend Kevin. We all live together. It's cold and crowded. I hope we move soon. I don't like Kevin. He's always yelling. This is my second birthday. We're all at daycare, strapped in watching TV again. I wish I could just run around.
This is my third birthday. My brother William's taking care of me while my mom sleeps. She works the night shift, so we can't turn up the TV, but we get to go to bed whenever we want.
This is my fourth birthday. We're sleeping at my aunt's this month. I don't know when my dad's coming home, but I'm hungry and I miss him. This is my fifth birthday. This is my first day of kindergarten. I'm tired. I'm hungry. I'm unprepared. Because I didn't get the right start. I'm twice as likely to be in special education.
30% more likely to never go to college.
70% more likely to be arrested for a violent crime.
Become a teen parent.
Drop out of school. Never hold a job. Spend the rest of my life in poverty.
My mom plays with me all the time. She smiles a lot now, and she knows she's not alone anymore.
Grandma Tanya and Kevin read me a story every night before I go to bed.
I go to my school every day, where I get to run and play and see all my new friends.
Will and I go to preschool together. Today we learned about dinosaurs and played a counting game.
Every morning, my dad and I brush our teeth and eat breakfast together. We have our own place now, and I know we'll always be together.
This is my first day of kindergarten. I'm rested, I'm eager,
I'm confident.
I'm curious, I'm prepared.
I'm ready. I am your future. Change the first 5 years, and you change everything. Anyone interested in investing?
Okay, so I think this video, it just emphasizes the importance of the first, few years of a child's life, obviously, but it gets me every time. I think that one of the messages that I personally take away from is just the importance of we're all in this together, certainly with the parent being as the primary educator, but we are all in this together. Our programs are in this together, and public-private partnerships are key to best supporting a child and the child's family.